Welcome to Binge Guide.
Next show.
I'm Andrew.
And I'm Victoria.
And we are so excited to share with you a deep dive, all the info about the return of a movie that I think a lot of you
a lot of our listeners are going to be really excited
are
about.
going to be excited to hear about.
This is huge.
Huge news.
A real cinematic event.
We're talking about the 2005
Adaptation.
film adaptation of Jane Austen's
Pride and Prejudice.
Pride and Prejudice, coming back to theaters for its 20th anniversary.
I know. If you've ever gotten swept away in a really good romance.
Oh, yeah.
And you just think gosh, how did they do that?
Mm-hmm.
Why is this adaptation so good?
Right.
Then this is the deep dive for you.
We're going to talk all about it.
We're going to unpack it.
We're going to unpack her.
We've got all the news articles.
Yes, all the anniversary announcements.
Everything you need to know.
We've got it.
So, yeah.
So our mission today is to tell you why
This re-release.
this re-release matters so much.
What made this film,
So impactful the first time around.
what made it so impactful the first time around?
And what you can expect
When it hits the big screen again.
when it hits the big screen.
I'm ready to talk about it, are you?
I'm ready. Let's get into it.
Okay, so let's just get right into the basics, like the nitty-gritty
Okay.
of this re-release.
When is this happening?
Okay, so Focus Features announced on Friday, March 14th, 2025,
Okay.
that Pride and Prejudice will be returning to U.S. theaters
Okay.
beginning April 20th.
Right?
For a limited engagement.
Huh.
So some sources pinpoint April 20th and April 23rd
Oh, really?
as being key dates to look out for.
Great.
So if you want to experience this on the big screen again,
Right.
you don't want to wait.
Don't wait.
You need to get your tickets now.
Yeah.
20 years.
20 years.
Quite the milestone.
It really is.
And the reason for this revisit,
Yeah. Why are they doing this?
they're doing it to celebrate the film's 20th anniversary.
Oh, that makes sense.
I know.
And there's even this fantastic tagline
Oh, really?
on the new poster.
What is it?
It says completely.
Okay.
And perfectly.
Okay.
And incandescently happy.
I love that.
I know, right?
And then it also has this really cute,
Yes.
like a little joke.
Like a little wink, wink, nudge, nudge at the audience
So
saying,
cute.
ball gown not required.
Oh, that's so cute.
I know.
It's very Pride and Prejudice.
It is.
I love it.
Like, that just sums up the feeling of the movie so well.
Absolutely.
So, like I said, if you're dying to see this,
Oh, yeah.
you can actually grab tickets right now.
They're on sale now.
They are on sale now.
Wow, that's amazing.
So don't delay.
Yeah, no time to waste.
No time to waste.
For our listeners in the Philippines,
Yeah.
we did notice that as of March 14th, 2025,
Right.
local reruns had not been announced.
Fingers crossed, though.
Fingers crossed, hopefully they get on board.
I hope so, because everyone deserves to see this.
Absolutely.
So, okay, let's step back a little bit.
For anyone who maybe is just discovering this adaptation or needs a quick reminder of why it's so beloved,
Yeah.
let's talk about why the 2005 Pride and Prejudice has held such a special place in so many hearts.
Yeah, let's break this down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Obviously, it all starts with
Yeah.
the source material.
Jane Austen.
Jane Austen's brilliant 1813 novel.
Such a classic.
Such a classic.
I feel like everyone I know has read it.
I know, it's one of those books that people just keep coming back to.
Yeah, and it's been adapted so many times.
So many times.
This film really brought those beloved characters to life.
Yeah.
We had Keira Knightley
Yes, as the intelligent and spirited
Yes.
Elizabeth Bennet.
and Matthew Macfadyen.
As the initially reserved.
Yes, and Proud.
And proud Mr. Darcy.
Yeah.
What's interesting is this was actually the feature film debut for director Joe Wright.
Oh, wow, I know.
You didn't know that.
Yeah, he was working with a screenplay by Deborah Mogush.
Okay.
It really was the beginning of some really incredible careers.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So the story itself is a classic.
It's a classic.
A reason.
I mean, it's like the ultimate
Enemies to lovers.
enemies to lovers.
Yes.
You see that initial animosity between Elizabeth and Darcy?
Yeah.
And it's all fueled by misunderstandings and societal differences.
Yeah.
And then that gradually evolves
Into this amazing, deeply compelling romance.
deeply compelling romance
And the film does such a good job
It's
of
just-
navigating these themes.
of love and prejudice and social dynamics.
Yeah.
And it's all done with Austen's characteristic wit
Right.
and emotional depth.
It's amazing how they took this, hundreds of years old
Right.
story
Yeah.
and just brought it to life on screen in such a fresh way.
I think it's the visuals,
Yeah.
honestly.
Yeah.
I think Joe Wright, even though this was his debut,
Yeah.
really understood how to visually convey that internal shift in their feelings.
Yeah.
Think about the way they look at each other. The subtle glances that speak volumes. Like, so much is said with just their eyes.
Absolutely.
It's really a powerful thing.
And of course, we have to mention that scene.
Oh, we have to.
I'm talking about the rain-soaked proposal.
The hand flex scene round the world.
Literally.
Literally round the world. It's so iconic.
It's like one of the most iconic scenes in romantic cinema.
What do you think it was about that scene?
I think it was a combination of things.
Yeah.
Macfadyen's portrayal of Darcy.
Yeah.
Just that vulnerability.
You know, vulnerability coming through.
The intensity of his feelings finally breaking through his reserved exterior. And then Knightley's reaction is just perfect.
Perfect.
That mix of surprise and then like a dawning realization.
Yeah, she's like starting to figure it out.
Yeah, and I think that just made it so believable.
Yeah.
And emotionally impactful for the audience.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
So this movie was a success.
A major success.
Right out of the gate.
Out of the gate, it premiered at the Toronto International Film Festival.
In November of 2005.
Okay.
And it just received widespread critical acclaim.
It must just felt so good.
Right.
To have that kind of reaction right away.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just viewers, it was a box office hit too.
Huge box office hit.
It earned over $121
to $122 million.
Globally. That's impressive.
This is very impressive.
Especially when you consider its production budget was only $28 million. Yeah. So they really hit it out of the park.
They did.
With this one.
Yeah.
And the film's quality was recognized by the Academy.
It was.
It received 4 nominations.
Yes, including Best Actress for Keira Knightley.
Yeah.
Which made her one of the youngest nominees in that category.
That's amazing.
At the time.
That's amazing.
So, yeah.
I mean, that says a lot about her performance.
Absolutely.
In the film as a whole.
Yeah, it really does.
And then if you look at Rotten Tomatoes, it has a really strong rating.
87%.
Which again,
2 decades later, shows just how beloved this movie is.
I know. It really shows how it stood the test of time.
Absolutely.
It's always interesting to get those little insights from the people who are actually there.
Yeah, who made the movie?
Who made the movie?
Making the magic happen.
Keira Knightley once described the filming process as incredibly liberating.
Really?
Because of Joe Wright's creative and open approach to directing.
I could see that.
She said there was a real sense of joy on set.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah.
And I think you can tell when you watch it.
I think you can too.
That they were having fun making it.
And Matthew Macfadyen actually said something similar.
Oh, really?
He said that he felt he and Knightley had a natural chemistry.
Oh, that's so important.
I know.
For a romance like this.
It is.
It has to feel real.
It does.
Or else it just doesn't work.
And it does feel real.
It really does.
And I think that comes across.
Because of that chemistry.
Exactly.
You know, he's actually spoken about being recognized as Mr. Darcy.
He has.
And he says it's probably the most flattering thing that happens to him. It's amazing how one role can just have such a huge impact.
It really is.
On someone's life and career.
You know what's funny is he also said that he felt a lot of pressure.
Oh, yeah.
To do justice to such an iconic literary character.
Totally.
It's a big role to fill.
It is.
He was stepping into some big shoes.
Yeah, because people love Mr. Darcy.
They do.
And there's already been, you know, really iconic versions of him.
Right, and this is like trivia time.
Oh, I love trivia.
Colin Firth.
Who famously played Mr. Darcy.
Famously played Mr. Darcy in the 1995
Yes, the BBC
miniseries. Said that Macfadyen's performance made him finally understand the character.
Really?
I know.
That's huge.
And he said it was his favorite Mr. Darcy.
Oh, wow.
And he even wrote him a fan letter.
That is the ultimate stamp of approval.
I know.
I love that.
Talk about an endorsement.
Amazing.
I know.
I love that so much.
It just shows that Macfadyen really brought something fresh and insightful to the role.
Yeah.
Even though it had already been portrayed so memorably.
Right.
And, you know.
It's a testament to the richness of the character.
It is.
And the talent of everyone involved.
Yeah.
So beyond
the incredible chemistry.
The incredible chemistry of Knightley and Macfadyen.
This movie also had an exceptional ensemble cast.
Oh, yeah.
It was like a who's who of British acting.
Really, it was.
We had Brenda Blethyn delivering this like wonderfully comedic but also heartfelt performance as Mrs. Bennet.
Perfect casting.
It was.
Absolutely perfect casting.
And then we had Donald Sutherland as the wise and wry Mr. Bennet.
I love him.
He's so good in that.
Yeah, he's so good, and he's got that perfect kind of like
That twinkle in his eye.
Twinkle in his eye.
Who knows what's going on?
Yeah, he sees everything.
Rosamund Pike.
Yeah.
As sweet and gentle Jane Bennet.
Yeah.
And Jenna Malone.
Yeah.
Just capturing that impulsiveness.
Of Lydia.
Perfectly.
She's such a fun character.
She is. She's a handful.
She is a handful.
But she brings a lot of energy.
Absolutely to the story.
And we can't forget Tom Hollander.
Yes.
As Mr. Collins.
I mean, so funny.
He's so hilarious in that.
He's so good.
He's so awkward and uncomfortable.
It's amazing.
I love it.
And Penelope Wilton
Yes.
as the sensible Mrs. Gardner.
Yeah.
And of course, Dame Judi Dench.
What a legend.
As the imposing Lady Catherine de Bourgh.
I mean, every single one of them just added so much.
So much depth.
In the story.
And fun fact.
Oh, what is it?
That was Carey Mulligan's film debut.
No way.
Yeah.
As Kitty Bennett.
As Kitty Bennett.
That's wild.
I know, right?
That's so cool.
Yeah. And then we had Kelly Riley as the kind of snobbish Caroline Bingley.
Yeah.
And Tallulah Riley also appears.
Wow.
So it's really a testament to the quality of this film.
Yeah, the quality of the film, that it attracted such a talented group of actors.
Absolutely. Even in those smaller roles.
Even in the smaller roles.
Everyone brought their A game.
They did.
Okay, so beyond the re-release, we were talking about the celebration.
The celebration of this anniversary.
Doesn't stop there.
No, it does not.
Tell me more.
Okay, so if you want to bring a little piece of Pride and Prejudice
into your everyday life.
Into your everyday life.
I know what you're talking about.
Merch.
Merch. There's a whole new line of merchandise.
I love it.
I know, it's great.
So what kind of stuff are we talking?
Okay, so we've got tote bags.
Tote bags, yes.
Stickers.
Stickers, love it.
Wine tumblers.
Wine tumblers, oh my gosh. You can drink your wine and think about Pride and Prejudice.
That's amazing.
I know.
I love it.
Apparel, like t-shirts.
T-shirts.
Crop tops.
Crop tops.
Pajama sets.
Oh, I'm here for the pajama sets.
Yeah.
I need those.
Hoodies.
Hoodies, yes.
So you can really wear your Austen love on your sleeve.
Literally.
Literally.
And then, for the music lovers out there,
yes,
there's a vinyl release planned.
Oh, I love this.
What?
For the Academy Award nominated film score.
Yes.
Which the music in this movie is so good.
It is.
Dario Marianelli.
Composed by Dario Marianelli.
Yes.
Performed by Jean-Yves Thibaudet.
Okay, I'm not familiar with him.
He's amazing.
Okay.
This vinyl release is expected later this spring.
Okay.
And it'll be in multiple formats.
So everyone can enjoy it.
Everyone can enjoy it.
I love that. I feel like they really thought of everything with this. This anniversary celebration.
They did.
So for you,
yes,
our listener,
listening right now,
let's delve a little deeper into why this film still resonates.
Why are people still so obsessed with this movie 20 years later?
2 decades later, yeah.
I think one key aspect is it respects the source material.
But it also brings a modern sensibility.
Yeah.
It feels timeless and accessible to a contemporary audience.
Which is a hard thing to do.
It is a hard thing to do.
To balance, staying true to the source material.
Right.
But also making it relevant for modern audiences.
And I think it also just really highlights these themes.
Yeah, what kind of themes?
Themes that are still so relevant today.
Okay.
We're talking about the complexities of sisterly relationships.
Yeah.
The journey of personal growth.
Yeah.
Societal expectations and how those play into, navigating the world and finding your place in it.
Yeah.
And of course,
woven into all that is
that.
Is this central captivating romance?
It's not just a love story.
Right.
It's about
life.
It's about life and how to navigate life.
It's a coming of age story in a way.
In a way it is.
Yeah.
And then we have to talk about the visuals.
Oh yeah.
The film is just breathtaking.
It is.
Romanos.
Cinematographer.
The cinematographer.
Yes.
His work is stunning.
It is.
Yes.
He captures the beauty
of the English countryside.
In
a way that is just
romantic and authentic.
Yes.
And he does this really great thing.
Yeah, what is it?
With the colors.
Yeah.
He uses colors in the background.
Oh yeah.
And the costumes.
I never noticed that.
Yeah.
That's really interesting.
You just don't reflect the emotions
of the characters.
It's
so cool.
So like if someone's feeling a certain way, the colors around them will kind of hint at that.
Wow. I need to rewatch this movie.
You do.
With that in mind.
You do.
I never noticed that.
I know, right?
That's amazing.
And speaking of visuals, that opening long shot, seamlessly moving through the Bennett household.
Yeah, it's like one take.
Yeah, it's all one take.
Or it seems like one take.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's just this amazing way to immerse you in their world
Yeah.
right away.
And set the tone.
That's like for the film.
Such a brilliant directorial choice.
It really is.
And like we said,
Dario Marianelli
his score,
is vital
it's so vital.
to this movie.
And the emotional arc,
Yeah.
it really underscores everything that's
Yeah.
happening on screen.
It's like another character.
It's like another character.
Yeah.
It's so evocative.
And it's one of those movies where, like, years later,
Right.
you'll just hear a snippet of the score.
And you're right back.
And you're right back in that world.
In that world.
It's so powerful.
Yeah.
I think, ultimately, this is a movie that people find comfort in.
I think so too.
You know, you can watch it over and over again.
It's so comforting.
Yeah, it makes you feel good.
It does.
And it's so beautifully done.
And you always notice something new
Every time.
every time.
Yeah, there's always something that you missed.
And one of the sources we were looking at called it the perfect movie.
Oh, really?
A good happy cry too.
I
I love that.
love that.
And you know, this movie has really cemented itself
Yeah.
in the Austen cinematic universe.
Yeah.
It's considered one of the most beloved adaptations,
Right up there.
with the 1995 BBC miniseries,
Yeah.
which is saying a lot.
That's the gold standard.
It's the gold standard.
So
of,
for it to be mentioned in the same breath
I know.
is huge.
It is.
Really, really impressive.
So for our listeners outside of the United States,
Yeah.
just remember that as of right now,
Right.
the information we have,
Yeah.
only the U.S. theatrical re-release has been announced.
So keep checking back.
Yeah, keep an eye out.
Hopefully this will be a global thing
I hope so,
because everyone deserves to see this
especially on the big screen.
on the big screen.
Yeah,
For sure.
and beyond the theatrical release,
Yeah.
there's been some talk,
Some rumors
some rumors.
about streaming.
Stream.
This is what we all want to know.
Yeah,
Is it going to be on streaming?
right.
Is it going to be on Peacock or Max? Okay, so nothing confirmed,
Nothing confirmed yet.
but it's definitely a possibility.
It's a possibility.
So fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
Maybe later in the year or next year,
Hopefully.
we'll be able to watch it
Yeah.
from the comfort of our own homes.
In our PJs.
In our PJs,
Oh.
with our wine tumblers,
Yes.
and our Pride and Prejudice merch.
That's the dream.
It really is.
It,
For those of us who prefer physical media,
right.
there might be
A Blu-ray
a Blu-ray
or even a 4K
or
Ultra HD release.
Now that would be really cool,
I know.
especially if they have special features.
Right. Bonus content.
Yeah, deleted scenes.
Yeah.
Interviews with the cast.
Behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah, I would love that.
I know.
I'd buy that in a heartbeat.
So we don't have dates for that yet,
Okay,
but
but it's a possibility.
it's a possibility.
Keep an eye out.
Keep an eye out.
So if you're thinking about going to the theater
Yeah.
to see this re-release,
One of the exciting things
tell me.
is that they're going to have.
They're going to have a remastered version
Oh, wow.
in stunning 4K
So it's going to look even better
than it did before.
than it did before.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And on top of that,
Yeah.
they're also talking about potentially
Yes.
adding
Yes.
in an alternate scene.
Between Elizabeth and Darcy.
Oh, wow.
That was originally cut.
That's so cool.
I know.
So even if you've seen it a million times,
You'll see something new.
you're going to see something.
I love that.
I love that so much.
That's really cool.
So bottom line,
Yeah.
Pride and Prejudice
The beloved film adaptation.
is coming back to theaters.
It's happening.
It's a fantastic
To
opportunity.
experience its magic.
On the big screen
If
again,
you're a longtime fan
or a first-time viewer,
or a first-time viewer,
this is your chance.
go see it.
Go see it.
So we encourage you
Check your local listings.
starting April 20th
Yeah,
and keep an eye out
for that soundtrack.
for the soundtrack and the merch.
The vinyl.
The vinyl,
Yeah.
all the good stuff.
I love that.
This is so exciting.
I know.
And that brings us to the end
Of another deep dive,
on Binge Guide,
the next show.
the next show.
As you think about revisiting or discovering this story for the first time,
Yeah.
consider this.
Okay.
What aspects of societal expectations
Okay.
and personal connections,
Yeah.
as depicted in Pride and Prejudice,
Right.
still hold resonance for you today?
Hmm.
2 centuries after Austen first shared her masterpiece.
That's a good question.
It's a big question,
It is a big question.
but something to think about
Yeah.
as you watch this movie.
Absolutely.
All right, thank you so much for listening.
Thanks, everyone.
We'll see you next time.
Bye.